Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Last Favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it, hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it, leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at @DMarkJohnNFL for me, at MHolder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 35% off. All right. Matt, here we're doing some more draft. This is all draft, guys. This is what we're doing for the rest of the time. Yeah, it's crunch time. We're getting close here. I've been grinding through the wide receiver class because all of a sudden I looked at the depth chart. I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I start this earlier and not think of this? Yeah. I mean, do they re-sign Hunter Renfrow at this point? I mean, that might be on the table. He ain't got the job yet.
That'd be awesome if they could have like him on for like $5 million dead cap and then like another $1 million just on the actual payroll. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I do feel like there's like been like a realization too. Like I don't know, like as soon as you like pointed out, like it does. I do feel like I've seen like more people being like, yeah, they kind of do need a wide receiver. They kind of do need to fill out that position group. And I feel like I've seen that a few like mock drafts recently too.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you just go look at the depth chart, you're like, it's Myers, Tucker, and Devontae Adams, and you're like, oh. Then after that, I forgot who the other guy is, and it was like
Christian Wilkinson.
Christian Wilkerson, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be real fun with Christian Wilkerson and Christian Wilkinson. That's gonna be awesome, especially.
Great stuff right there. Yeah, and those are the type of guys that might not make the team. I thought he was a practice squad guy for most of the year last year. So
he was.
Yeah, so they don't have any wide receivers, so they have to add some, and they haven't added any free agency unless they're planning to make some big trade that we don't know about. I mean, there are some guys available for trade. There's Brandon Ayuk, and then there's, of course, there's T. Higgins too that is available, but I know fans want Brandon Ayuk, who I want, but that's just how we do it over here at TCL. So,
there's Brandon Ayuk, and let me just slip T. Higgins in right here real quick. Like,
I mean, he wants to be traded. I don't know what the price is, but he's out there. So those things are possibilities if they're trying to go there. But yeah, they'd have to give up 13 for Ayuk, though. I don't like that. I don't like that idea.
Yeah, especially when you need a quarterback, like you can't do that. If anything, it's got to be like next year's first. If you're going to give up if you're going to give up a first round pick for Brandon, you can't give it up this year.
Yeah,
unless you're just going to fold it in and tank and roll with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to give him the 44, you know what I mean? You can do that. Just give him 44 if they take it. I mean, it's higher than what the Jags were picking in the second round, I guess. But no. But today we're sticking to the draft. Though we're doing corners and a quarterback. I'm doing Michael Pratt from Tulane, and Matt is doing some Cooper DeJean, which is a lot of people will put him in the first round, but we don't know, especially if they think he's a safety. He might fall a little bit. There's a chance that he could drop into the second round, because I think some of these tackles are going to get pushed up a little bit too, especially if there's going to be a run on some of them. I think some of them are going to go higher than we think. I think some of these guards are going to go higher than we think, especially like Graham Barton after he had that great pro day.
Sub 4.5.
Yeah, sub 4. Yeah, he can move. Yeah, he's basically has a crazy RAS. Those type of guys are going to move up, especially he's so versatile. And Jackson, he might go in front of Jackson Powers Johnson after that pro day. And I know people hate the athletic part of it, like it doesn't matter, but like the NFL, yeah, they like to draft the best athletes in the first round. Let's just keep it real. Let's
ask Chris Ballard if it matters. It matters.
It matters, man. Because especially first round, I mean, they're going to draft the most athletic guys there. If you have a little bit of a knock of athleticism, you fall, right? I mean, like Jeremiah Johnson's first round tape, Cleveland Farrell should have went where he went, but the Raiders took him at 4. But that's where Jermaine Johnson should have went, or Cleveland Farrell, was like right around where Jermaine Johnson was. So they still love his tape because he's not athletic, right? So,
great example is Chris Smith from the Raiders. Guy was going to be a first, maybe second round pick. Just like if I remember correctly, like most people felt like he was like a late first round talent, and then just going to be a second round pick because of the position value. And then all of a sudden he runs was it mid 4.6 or something like that, and all of a sudden now he's a 5th round guy. It matters.
Yeah. big time, because the best athletes are on the field, man. You could say whoever your favorite player is or whoever you love to watch, they're a great athlete. Max Crosby, crazy athlete. You know, Donald, insane athlete. JJ Watt, Jay Watt, insane athletes. You know what I mean? All these guys are crazy athletic. So that profile matters. And that's why I think somebody like Michael Pratt should have did it, because he can move a little bit. And he should do the drills, man. I don't know why he set this out, but Cooper DeJean is going to do it April 8th, but I mean, he's pretty himself.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with Cooper DeJean too, because he is coming off that broken. Oh, I don't want to screw this up. The non-weight bearing bone, is that the fibula? Yeah, the tibia is the weight bearing one. Yes, the broken fibula. There we go. Broken fibula. And then so it will be interesting to see not only how he tests, but how he tests off of that too. And I feel like that could impact his stock, obviously, like we were just talking about, because that's like I think it drops tomorrow. But I did my top 5 corners for Silver and Black Pride the other today. Wrote that today, and like I'll be honest. As a little teaser, I was close to putting DeJean above Quinyon Mitchell for that 5th spot. But then I'm like sitting there, I'm like, well, the injuries, we don't know how he's going to test and all that stuff. And that's ultimately what gave Quinyon the nod over him for me. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's your number 1 corner? You went Arnold?
Terrion, yeah. Class of his own. I don't think it's all that close.
Really? I went Wiggins. So I'm like, you know what? You don't tackle, but man, I think you cover the best. So I'm gonna bet on that. I like Wiggins a lot, just because he's faster, and I think he has better pure cover skills. Arnold's just a better all around corner. I know Arnold's gonna be solid at least. I know he has a high floor. He can tackle. You know, I just think he gets beat a little bit. It's hard to find Wiggins getting beat. He doesn't want to tackle. He's just a lazy. He's Deion Sanders basically. He's a Deion Sanders type of corner. You know, if Deion hears this, he'd be like, I tackle. I played. I know Deion, but like I've seen Wiggins make a tackle if he has to, but if he doesn't have to, he just doesn't want to. So
yeah. My like qualm with Wiggins is like I told you about, like the when he wants to, he can. It's just a matter of if he's going to want to. And it almost makes me more mad when it's like, dude, like if you can do it, do it. But my problem with Wiggins, the biggest thing is he's a rail. 175. Like, I mean, and he's 6'1". Like he's, I think 10 pounds lighter, maybe 20 pounds lighter than Quinyon, and has 2 inches on him.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, like that's the thing that like worries me is like he to me, like I had the same concerns about him as I did with like Emmanuel Forbes last year. And I mean, Emmanuel Forbes had a rough rookie year, like where he ended up getting benched, where like there's at some point where like he's just going to get bullied at the top of routes. And again, I think his run defense and all that stuff and him being able to play press is going to be impacted by his just lack of pure size. But I mean, sub 4.3, like you're right. He can run, he can cover. I think he's got good instincts too. But yeah, for me, it's still my guy Terrion. I'm still excited about that. What that guy?
I mean, he's CB2, man. I just went cover over. Yeah. He just covers a little bit better, and you're like, I could see to me, the ceiling's higher for Nate Wiggins, I guess, like because the speed and all that stuff, he can be a top level corner. It's just you just hope in the NFL he doesn't become like Dante Jackson, where he just kind of he's dependent on the speed for 3 years, and he can jump really high, he's making all these plays, and all of a sudden, you know, his technique has to come in at like year 5, and it just have it.
Yeah,
that's the downfall. You know what I mean? But
Dante Jackson, just pure ball skills, not much else.
Pure talent.
Damn good ball skills.
and then it's year 6, bro. You can't just open the gate and expect, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying. All right, so let's get to these guys. Let's start with some Cooper DeJean. Let's start with him.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll start with some Cooper DeJean. This clip's actually going to be from last year, this first one. As always, got to start with a few plays against the run. You can see here, this is actually probably one of his better clips against the run. I thought this past year he was a little bit less physical when taking on blocks. This rep right here against Ohio State, I mean, you can see the instincts a little bit to kind of sniff it out. And then two, I mean, he pretty much just physically dominates this little wide receiver here. I don't even know who that is from Ohio State. But nice job taking on the block. And again, kind of getting involved in that tackle. Now, this one not going to be quite as pretty. Taking on the back here, and this, what is this, QB pull lead with the running back leading out there. But what I like too is this little spin move inside. This is also 2nd and 20. So again, we'll give up a few yards to keep the offense in a 3rd and long situation. And again, kind of like what I was talking about with Kool-Aid, you at least see the effort there. You want to see that he can at least be a part of the run fit and is willing to stick his nose in. And that's kind of get what you get on this clip. See it from the end zone view here. Boom. Nice little spin move, get off the block, go make that tackle. Again, 3rd and 20, we'll give up 6 yards, put him in 3rd and 14. And that's kind of something we'll see as a common theme with a lot of Cooper DeJean's reps is he comes up big in clutch time. Like this rep right here is set up perfectly for what I just said. This is 4th and short. He's actually going to be lined up in the box here against this little goal line jumbo. What do we got? 13 personnel set here, 14 personnel from Wisconsin. But again, 4th and about 1 down here in the red zone. Gets unblocked. Nice little form tackle. See this? You can't hate on my boys tackling here. Look at this. Look at this, Marcus.
It's just the film I watched. He wasn't tackling. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Get nice and low. Wrap up the legs. Don't let the running back get any momentum. That's a beautiful tackle. Yeah. This is why he's a safety. And, the obvious elephant in the room. The other thing, too, is like this is what I kind of like as someone who loves D-line play. Like what you're taught when you're unblocked is you want to stay close to the heel line, right? Like right here at that, what is that, the 14? That's where you want to stay tight to. Obviously, he's a DB, doesn't have a ton of experience, but you can see that a little bit too. That's part of what helps him take that good angle. And we get 2-year loss again on 4th and 1. We'll take that every time. Get a nice view from the end zone over here. All right, so moving on to a few clips and coverage. I'm going to start with a couple times where he kind of just used a little bit of his smarts and see a little bit of his football IQ to take away routes from the quarterback. Believe this would be considered a smash fade there, Marcus, my offensive guy?
Let me see.
Yeah, more of a seam route than a fade.
Yeah.
And then we got the trips formation, so a little bit different. But anyway, Iowa in cover 3 down here on the goal line. See the quarterback wants to come to this side, but DeJean kind of recognizes what's going on with the concept, sees the short route, sees the seam, goes and takes that away. Quarterback from Michigan State. I think he threw 5 picks in this game. We'll see one of them later. Scramble around. And again, we can kind of see it here, but I'll see it down here at the bottom of the screen. 3rd down comes up big. Defense gets an incompletion. They're kicking the field goal. All right. This time, another 3rd down situation. Man coverage with inside leverage. Again, like you can kind of see, like we've talked about this with a few other guys about running the route for the receiver. You can see that here from DeJean. Lined up in press, keeps his inside leverage, runs with the corner. And I mean, this is perfect, right? This is exactly how you want to play a dig, especially with safety help over the top. You want to be able to force that quarterback to throw over the top of you. And if that ball had come his way, I mean, that's going to be a hard catch to make and a hard throw to make, which is going to transition us perfectly into this next rep. Again, 3rd down, get a little contact, get some physical, and same kind of thing, right? A little bit different situation with him playing inside leverage versus an out. But this is something that's pretty common with him, especially again when he's got that safety help and he knows he has safety help over the top. Is he undercuts the route and like look where the quarterback now has to throw the ball. He's got to float it over to the 40, and that's an uncatchable pass. Like we'll get a view of it. I think I got the end zone shot here. Like that's a lot of what he does. Like he understands his positioning and like where to get in the spot to make that at least a difficult throw. Like against Wisconsin, the one big play he gave up, like it was actually tight coverage on a fade route. Just got beat by a good ball. Like if this guy Odell Beckham's this catch and makes it, you tip your cap and you move on.
Yeah.
As far as the coverage goes from that point. So again, another nice rep from DeJean here. This one I just wanted to include more to show you how fluid his hips are. Like, I mean, ball is tipped and he doesn't end up coming up with a pick here, but you can see like we're going to open to the sideline, back to the field, back to the sideline, then back to square to the quarterback. Like just kind of shows off how oily his hips are. And that's actually going to pay off on this rep right here. Another one in man coverage. Yeah. You can see that plays the out route perfectly. This is a fire zone. Fire, not man coverage, just plays like it. Like you can see that maintains his leverage, great positioning, and gets his hand in the passing lane. You can see where his hips kind of come in and help him change directions and make those turns. Get a good view of the catch point here. I mean, that's about best coverage you can do right there, especially with when you're out on an island out there like you are on this play call. Let's rep. All right, which we got here? Here's a little bit, another one. I think this is later in the game too. 3rd and long. Parks himself at the sticks. We kind of saw this a lot with Quinyon Mitchell and kind of Mitchell's game. We got 3rd and long. Park ourselves right about 2 yards from the sticks. Read that short route. Quarterback goes to throw and then converges and closes on it. Now, I will say this does kind of also highlight a little bit of DeJean's weaknesses. Is like when we saw Quinyon do this stuff, right? He was closing on this and nailing the receiver as the ball comes. I don't think Cooper DeJean has that same short area quickness where he can do that and burst out his cut. Like you kind of see like right there, he takes a couple steps to make that transition. Now, maybe part of that is because it is 3rd down. And again, he's just trying to protect the sticks in this situation. But there were a lot of other reps too, where I'm like, he's just not quite has that burst or that quickness out of his breaks to really drive on it. But again, when we're making tackles short of the sticks on 3rd down, we're not going to complain. Oh, yeah. This one's also from last year. I mean, what were you saying about this guy not tackling Marcus?
You know?
To read this, too, like cover 3, sees the throw, sees J.J. McCarthy throw this out, and kaboom!
Yeah.
I mean, I got to watch that again. This poor little slot receiver, like, the beautiful read, converge on it, come lay the wood.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, that is a beautiful hit.
I don't know. Maybe it was just Blake Corum. He couldn't, it was Blake Corum, and I don't know.
Corum was in Tracy, wasn't he?
Tyron Tracy just had some problems. That's all. Maybe,
yeah, gotcha. Oh, there's 2 shifty backs. We'll cut him a little bit of slack.
Yeah, a little slack there.
All right. This one is my favorite clip of the bunch. We're going to end on a high note. This is what I was talking about earlier with this Michigan State quarterback. So going to be cover 3, kind of eyes the quarterback throughout the route. If you notice too, like right here, this receiver is going to run a little stutter and go. This shows me that he's got one pretty good route recognition and good peripheral vision. Like right here, stops, sinks on the route, stays on top of it, knows it's coming. I mean, hell, he tracked that ball better than the receiver did.
Yeah.
Like you watch this, if you just watch this and got a glimpse of this, you'd think this was a touchdown catch with how well he tracked it. And then 2 feet down in the back of the end zone for some toe drag swag. Get a better view from the end zone view. But the NFL scouts are loving this one. Little toe drag swag. 2 to make it count for the pros.
It's just funny, like Kirk Ferentz always keeps his most athletic players on defense, no matter what. Because like Cooper DeJean should be his running back. Like
dude, he legitimately, I think he could play a little wide receiver. Like he's got some, like that was a nice natural catch right there. And I mean,
that's what I'm saying. All the best athletes, you guys play defense. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, well, that's why his son got fired.
I bet,
reason, but yeah. But yeah, I mean,
because Riley, what's his name? Riley
Moss, the other white corner.
He's 2 wide receivers. There you go, bro.
There you go. And Riley Moss, I think, if he didn't run sub 4.4, he ran like a 4.4 something, 4.37. What he was sub 4.4? Yeah. You're not gonna find many guys like that. Many Riley Mosses running 4.3 sub 4.4. Hopefully we get one on the 8th with Cooper DeJean. But yeah. There's talent. Don't get Iowa mixed up. There was some talent and some athleticism. They just all played one side of the ball. And maybe they should have just played with 11 guys.
I know it's so funny to me. When I think about it, because you see Cooper DeJean's high school tape, man, he's like this awesome running back. And I was thinking, like, hey, Kirk Ferentz, like, you're playing corner for me.
Dude, his punt returns were legit too. He averaged like 12 yards a punt return this year. Like he's stupid. Like he's shifty as hell. Like. He had one he took back against Michigan where he made like 2 guys miss. And then if you remember, he had the one against Minnesota too, where he was given the like stay away signal. And they said he called fair catch on it and he took it back to the house that ended up costing the game. Like he's a hell of a punt returner too. Like he he can. I don't think he returned kicks. That's right, but he did do the punts. So, I mean, that's another added bonus with this dude. Like the Raiders, like DeAndre Carter. We talking about receivers. DeAndre Carter's not on the roster anymore. Hunter Renfro's gone. I know they got Trey Tucker who can do the kicks, but especially with the new like kickoff rules where you need a little vision, a little more wiggle than necessarily straight line speed, like he could do that. Like that's the other nice thing about getting a guy like that is you can get, not only do you get a good corner who might be able to play some safety, which I'm sure Patrick Graham would love that versality.
Yeah.
But you also get a punt returner too, who is a damn good punt returner and was one of the better ones in the country last year. So hell of an athlete, really dude that I'm excited about. I mean, yeah, and we'll see how he tests on the 8th in that little private workout that he's got going on.
Yeah.
To confirm, some of those things that like I was talking about, like how good is he in and out of his breaks? Can he get that stuff into? Can he still do it after the injury, which shouldn't be too big of a deal? I think if you're going to break a bone, the fibula, there we go, is the one you want to break, right? The tibia is the one that's the weight bearing that can be a little bit more tricky. So yeah, heck of an athlete guy. Probably not an option at 13. I think that'd be rich for him. Again, like I said, I'm a Terrion guy, but we're talking about trading back, or maybe who knows, maybe he slides a little bit because of the injury and because he hasn't done all that stuff, and maybe a little bit of profiling, then maybe he's around in the second round. So yeah, intriguing dude, a fun guy to watch. For sure.
That's my thing, is that I think he could play corner in the NFL. Actually, I think he could, especially in how much zone is in the NFL. And, because you see he has great zone eyes, understands concepts, and he can catch and make plays. He's a great playmaker. I posted a pic he did on Twitter. I think it was almost a pick 6 where he just read that ball, and it ended up being a bad throw, but he got the pick because he read it as a slot corner, left his guy, saw it, and he was there for the tip to get the interception. That's ball skills to me. I think that's when you're some guy who's always around the ball, you get those interceptions, you get those tips and those stupid things, and they land right in your hand. Yeah, that's why I like him. I think he's a little bit of a playmaker. He makes plays. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's not just he's out there just knocking balls down or anything like that. He's out there making plays. He's what I'm saying, like, because he could have went with that go route on that play that I showed, but he didn't. He drove on the out route too with the other corner, and he's right there for the tip. So like that's, to me, that stands out, and I think he can do that. I just hope that. I mean, the NFL might try to move him to safety, but that was my question: is like, how good can he tackle? But there's some great tackling that you showed, but
there's something to be said about like defensive backs that just always seem to be around the ball, right? Like they can just always be around it. Like even the play I was talking about where it was tipped and he's sitting there diving, trying to make a play on it. Like he's just constantly around the ball, just has those instincts, and like you said, can read quarterbacks' eyes, can recognize routes. Like there's a lot to like about Cooper DeJean. He's a fun guy to watch. He's definitely for to get away from the scouting a little bit, just as like a fan. Like if you get Cooper DeJean on your team, like he's gonna make some exciting plays and a lot of like wow plays that like are gonna really change the momentum of a game. Like whether it be on defense or on a punt return. Again, he can win you some games. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just other guys might go in front of him, like guys that I don't agree with, like Enos Rickerstraw might go in front of him. Those type of guys, even Rickerstraw didn't have a great combine either. So it all depends on his pro day, but this Missouri corner is a little overrated. I didn't get that. I don't get the buzz for both of them. Especially, the other one was Lad McConkey's little,
you know what?
Yeah, I mean, like, Lad McConkey had his way with him. So that guy was spinning around in circles, and Lance Zierlein's pretty high on him because that's what I use to kind of keep like my draft grades, not my grades, but like to use as a list, kind of his combine list.
Yeah, for sure. Work down.
And some of those guys a little higher than I would have. Let's just say that. They played in the SEC. Like, I don't care, bro. I don't care about that.
They played against top competition, but they got cooked by top competition.
Yeah, man, you're getting cooked. All right, dude. So let's get into some Michael Pratt here. All right, so some Michael Pratt. We can start off with his his athleticism. Let's talk about his pro day. That I feel like that he really should have showed this off. So we'll start with this first one. This is against USC. All this is from 2022, guys. If you guys want all 22, this is what I got you. All right. So, you see him does a good job of keeping here. They're playing this. They're playing the run over here. You see 49 does a great job of keeping it here, and then he just makes a play. Has some good vision. Takes off. Get some good yards there. Big play. He's really a part of the running game, like his whole career.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a part of his game. Yeah, that's why it's like somebody like him, like show you run like a 4.7, man. Show you run like a 4.7. That's like a 4.7. That's a good, You see here is another one. Another one. Good job reading it a little bit on this one. He knows he's got the block coming. So we're getting a little split zone read on this one. Split zone read here, and he does a good job, reading that. Tough to take down open field. Pretty big guy. I think it's 220 pounds, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe leaner. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. You would have looked it up, Matt, where we're doing this. So, yeah, but he does has a lot of athleticism. You can run the zone read game. You see it one more time here. Reading it. He's reading this guy right here. Number 33 crashes. Keeps it. Good job hiding it. Breaks that tackle. He makes a play. Smart guy. Slides here.
Slide.
And gets a slide. So he has some athleticism, right? He can run his own read. Like if you're talking about, if you're Luke Getsy, and this is why they probably sent Champ Kelly and Scangarello over there, because he has a lot of athleticism. He can run that offense, man. There's another zone read right here. Basically, kind of more of a QB counter on this one, but he gets a lead here, and he's just gone. He's off to the races. Touchdown.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's a part of his game. Like, it is not something that that is like a rarity on tape. Like, he's a part of the offense in his own read. Like, he runs the football. So, I mean, there's some athleticism here. You even see it when, when he's dropping back here. Does a good job right here, making some plays. There's holding on this one, but see him use his legs. Doesn't slide that time, but he's making plays there. All right, so let's get to the passing here. One thing you do see from him is some good anticipation outside. You can kind of see he has a pretty big arm. Like when you talk about Joe Milton at the Senior Bowl, he had a day where he threw the ball harder than Joe Milton. So,
damn,
you can see the arm strength right there, right on the money. That guy scores because UCF could not tackle this game. It was crazy. I don't know what kind of defense UCF is playing, but you see he's already throwing this ball. This guy's coming out of his break. Some good anticipation on that. Good throw that leads to Signac. It's right in his chest.
Going from the far hash to the top of the numbers in college too. That's a tough throw to make.
Yeah, he's got a big arm, man. So you see the big arm. Pretty big arm. But it was just the worst tackle that I've ever seen in a football game. This game. You see here, this one's dropped, but it's just kind of shows anticipation again on this one. So, when he has this quick release here, he's very accurate, but a lot of times he gets a little bit of the choppy, steppy feet, especially when he's feeling pressure a little bit. But you see here, look, this ball's already out, right? He's throwing it on over here. This guy's making his break. Good timing, right there on the money. I don't know why the guy tried to catch it with one hand, but you see the throw here, and you can see how big his arm is. He has a huge arm. A lot of zip on it, right there on the money.
Yeah, that's a touchdown in the NFL, or should be.
Yeah, it's a good spot too, and you see good location when his feet are right. Like this is when you can get him like this, quick release. That's good.
He's a rhythm thrower, huh?
Mm-hmm. You get him off his rhythm. It's yeah, exactly. You're getting it. you caught on quick. You caught on quick fast. All right, so here. What are you gonna say? Love that. All right. Here we go.
You're good.
So on this one, so you see it, that rhythm right there. Boom, right on the money. Yak. Yak, say it's a big arm, man. Right there. Feet set. Good anticipation. It's pretty stuff when he has some of these throws like this. You just see it. Went boom. No extra, no wasted movement. Just one hitch here, and he reads it. It's quick read and just hits it right there with that arm strength.
Nice touch too to get over the backers and right on the money.
Mm-hmm. See on this side. See, I like this game because USC played other players. USC tried to win this game. You know what I mean?
I think Tooley's on top of the guard.
Yeah.
Or is he 49? I can't remember which one.
Yeah. You see him when he's set and he's in rhythm, it's pretty damn good. Here's another one. I don't know what they're doing here. UCF, they're in cover 0. But this guy, he just messes with this guy, the safety right here, because the safety gets locked on this screen for some reason. I don't know what he's thinking. That he's just gonna rip that ball right behind him. So I mean, this is something he wrote see in the NFL a lot. But you know, UCF was just in trouble. They were scared of that speed.
It's also an RPO.
Is it? Yeah, it's RPO too, huh?
Yeah, because watch the right tackle, and I think the left tackle. They're both down the field.
Yeah, it's a nasty RPO, man. That's just unfair. That's messed up. Sick though. But I mean, when he's in rhythm here, I mean, this one he's not in as much rhythm. You kind of see him going through his reads a little bit, kind of reading it, keeping the ball, knows what coverage he's going to get. Kind of see he turned his shoulders and he's turning back here and comes backside. Backside is still front side, but whatever. All right. And this is talking about in rhythm here. He hits the seam route in rhythm. See right here. He's in rhythm. Boom. Gets his feet set. Makes a quick decision. He got the safety moving this way too. Does a good job with his eyes moving that safety that way. Opens it up right there over the top. Good touch. Great throw.
That's a nice ball.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got homeboy beat up right there, but I mean, they were trying to win this game. This is like 20 seconds left. That's what I like. He was aggressive when he needed to be right there.
Yeah. I remember this play. Yeah, they both mess each other up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's late in the game and it's like 20 seconds left. He's got to make that throw. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was just a huge hit. And then you see we're getting him on the move too. He makes some pretty good throws on the move. You see here, he's making this throw across the field right there, right before that safety can get there. And of course, you know, UCF, they're just letting him run out. I don't know how many yards he had in this game, but I'm guessing it had to be over 400. Just to guess. And you see here, you see a little bit of the athleticism. Kind of see it, how he just kind of leaves empty pockets for no reason here. Is basically me foreshadowing on this play. But you see the arm string throw across his body right there, get it right there, make a play outside the pocket.
Yeah, for a second I thought he should have just taken off. He had a lane.
Yeah, but especially since this is like in clutch touchdown, they had like 30 seconds left. He threw across his body. Okay,
gotcha.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, this is a good drive, man. It shows how aggressive he can be. I kind of like him to play like that more often than he did on that drive, but. All right, so some of it here with him is just sometimes when he feels pressure, he just kind of panics, right? He has a little bit of panic in him, right? A little bit of panic, like he just feels a little bit of pressure. If he just steps up, he has a good pocket. He has this guy coming across the field here, right? He could drive that ball. We all know he can do that. We just saw it. The safety's like going backwards here, and this guy's going this way, and these guys are fast. These two-lane players. That's a touchdown right there. He even could hit this. We just saw him hit this throw for a touchdown. So, but it's the pressure. He panics. He runs to a sack. So, I mean, this is why he's not a first-round pick. I talked about Drake May a little bit with this stuff, but this is worse. I mean, I feel like this is not even anybody really close to him. I mean, it's just, there's no reason for him to kind of even make those type of movements at that point.
If anything, he can just sidestep and buy himself, an extra second, right?
Yeah,
like right now.
And he's a big dude. Like just sidestep and then throw it hard as you can. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of panic there. And this one, this is what I'm talking about. this is third down. This is early in the game against USC, right? So this is third down. I think their first drive, and he has a chance to get a first down here. There's a little pressure, and then he kind of just ignores this guy who's right at the first down line. He could, if he just made that throw on time. And the thing is, like, he's looking at him, so that's why I pointed it out. I mean, if you're gonna look at the guy, I want you to throw the ball to him. That's all. So, so I'll go back a little bit. He stares right at him, and he could just make that throw. And it's not even that much pressure, right? He could just step up, boom, hit this guy. He has a big arm, so he hits this guy on the money. The guy turns around, he can get a first down. You kind of see the marker a little bit when he starts running. That, you know, where that guy was at, where he's at, he catches that football. There's a better chance of him getting the marker than him making this run here and taking an unnecessary hit. And then here on this one, I mean, there is some pressure here. I mean, this is later in the game, but I still feel like you see this safety turn, right? And if he just keeps his head up, there's some options for him. It could at least go here, right? Instead of trying to get out here, make a play, ends up taking a sack. Because he's just not that athletic. You know what I mean? Like, if this is Jayden Daniels, it wouldn't bother you as much because Jayden Daniels is probably getting like 50 here, right? But Michael Pratt, you know, I want him to use his athleticism to keep his head up, right? You know, use the athleticism enough to keep your head up, because then you could throw to this guy, right? Because he has the arm strength for it, right? Or just throw it out here. You get some yards. It's better than a sack. I mean, this is late in the game too. Really could have cost them. All right, here it is again. This is him taking another sack here, and this one I just wanted him to just make a decision because it's an RPO, right? So it looks like he's reading that, he sees it, and if you're gonna read it, you know, make this throw. You gotta throw it. Doesn't matter. I don't care what you're looking at. You gotta throw that ball. If you make that decision, right? You might not get that many yards. Maybe if a good throw, he might break this tackle and get some yards there, right? And even then, you can at least try to throw it to him. I mean, that's where the play's designed. And he just takes a sack. So, I mean, that is why he probably will be there at 77. This is all those things. Like the first things is kind of where you can see some upside. Maybe he can become a starter, but I mean, he's got to clean up some of these things and kind of just running into pressure and just not handling pressure very well. So even here, a little bit of pressure sidesteps him a little bit, and then, you know, you kind of see the feet just moving really, really fast, and he ends up missing the throw here. And it's a elongated motion. Watch one more time. Yeah, see the feet just start moving, then it gets all his mechanics off, and he has that elongated motion. He just misses that throw.
His feet were the exact opposite of that other clip you're talking about, where he's like nice and smooth. Like that time, he got that little step, that little couple hitches.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happens when he starts to feel the pressure. And then sometimes, you know, you just can miss like some of these throws like this. And then here, once again, you see he has the pressure a little bit, feels the pressure, shorts arms it a little bit. So, yeah, it's just it's these small things are why these guys are like third round picks. You know what I mean? So I mean, you see the talent there, but you know,
I feel like he speeds up his process in the face of pressure too. Like he speeds up his motion a little bit too. Panics.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of panic there with the pressure. So, yeah, I mean, at 77 or something like that, I would like it. Even though at that point, I feel like, you know, he's just Aiden O'Connell with more upside with the bigger arm. At that point,
bigger arm and can move.
Bigger arm can move. Aiden O'Connell, bigger arm can move. You know, so you know what I mean. But it's just the pressure. You still have to have a good line, because if you can get upset, get him in that first read, I'm sure you could do that in the NFL. I mean, we really saw that. If you get him on the first read and it's not a lot of pressure. I mean, there was some times he went through his reads, but that was when he had a clean pocket. He was able to stay calm in there. But you kind of could see when the pressure gets there, and it's like any little bit of tiny pressure. Even some guy comes to his legs, he's like running out instead of kind of standing there, staying strong. He's a big dude. You expect him to stay stronger in the pocket in there and make some of those big throws that he can make. But it always had to be him in rhythm to do that. So that was definitely what stepped out on the tape for me. So definitely a third round guy. You know, I don't know if I'm even reaching on that in the second round at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, some of those throws you were showing before, like I didn't think I was going to be that big of a fan, but they were pretty damn impressive. But yeah, I definitely think I can see where you're coming from, where it's like, yeah, as soon as the pressure starts coming, he starts to panic a little bit, and it's a different quarterback when he's in rhythm and hitting his back foot and can have everything be perfect and have that clean picture. He can definitely spin it a little bit. So, but the problem is when it doesn't, and a lot of times in the NFL, picture isn't pretty and it isn't perfect. So
yeah. You're not going to be playing UCF with those crazy defenses that they're playing too. I mean, those wild cover zeros.
Yeah, there was some of those looks where I'm like, I don't even know what the hell they're doing. Like that cover zero where they're like, it almost looked like they were playing like zone behind them. Like I mean, I know college defenses can get crazy, but I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was wild.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And because he's athletic and he has the zone reads and he can do all those things. It's just it's the pressure and not having that perfect picture every single time. And how's that going to work in the NFL for him? Because if he starts facing pressure, it's going to go really bad. He start throwing picks, start fumbling the ball, start running for no reason. Because it just goes back to the Senior Bowl for me. I don't know if you remember watching him at the Senior Bowl practice. He would just take off at like 7-on-7. And
I think he did it in one-on-ones a couple times too, where he like it wasn't open and he just like did the like tuck and make it run. I'm like, buddy, this is not what we're here to see.
Seriously, bro. Because that was my thing, and every time I saw him just kind of take off early on tape, I went right back to the Senior Bowl. And that's my whole thing with Michael Penix too. It's like the Senior Bowl just doesn't get out of my brain with him sometimes. So like I could watch him make as many big throws on film, and it's just like it goes back to the Senior Bowl. Like I watched you in person though, and it was iffy. So that's my thing with especially Pratt too. Like every time he ran, I was like, you know what, you did that in 7-on-7s too. So that means you can do it in the NFL. He let the quarterbacks in rushing yards in 7-on-7.
Yeah. Hey man, you gotta make a name for yourself somehow. By the way,
all right, man.
I got his RAS up here. So he weighed in 217 at the combine.
Okay.
Didn't do the 40, but for whatever reason did the short shuttle and the 3-cone and had a damn good short shuttle time at 4.23, which RAS has it at 8.31 for a quarterback. Pretty good. 3-cone wasn't as good, 7.2, 5.5 score. But this was nuts. 36-inch vertical. I don't know how functional that is at quarterback, but I guess if you're doing the Tim Tebow jump passes, you can get it over those big D linemen. Like that just kind of speaks to the athlete he is. Like a 36-inch vert, like that's pretty good. A little and about 6'2.5", so good size.
Yeah, man, it's pretty good size. Above average size, I would say. Yeah, and then pretty good athleticism there. That comes off on the film too. I mean, that's why he runs so much because he is athletic. I mean, he probably could make some guys miss the open field and stuff like that, but it's just I'd rather you go through your reads a little bit more than before it, because you're not Jayden Daniels. I can let Jayden Daniels get away with some of that. First read and go. Yeah, Jayden, go ahead. You know what I mean? You run like, you can get away with that year one. Jayden, if it's first read and you're confused, go. That would be me with Jayden Daniels year one. Kind of just don't get creamed. That's what I would say. Please slide. But
learn how to slide. Learn how to go down.
Yeah, but I'm cool with Jayden Daniels doing that year one. But Michael Pratt is, it's not going to work. These guys are a little faster. That's just it. That's it. All right. Anything else, man? Any last words?
Not much, man. Like I said, man, I was a little more impressed with Pratt than I thought I would be. Those were some encouraging throws, but definitely, as far as when we're looking at the Raiders quarterback room that I think a lot of people want and want that immediate starter, he's definitely not quite there, which is the scary part. Is like, do you get another mid-round guy that you're hoping to develop, hoping can cash on quickly and try and almost, I don't know if you would. I mean, I guess we can consider Aiden O'Connell with striking gold or whatever, if whatever your criteria for that is. But if you can find a guy that can start in year one in the mid rounds, it's usually pretty good, especially at that position. You try your luck there again, or what, or do you get aggressive? So kind of the big enigma, but definitely a lot of more encouraging reps than I anticipated, for sure.
Yeah, because he has the talent. He has NFL talent, I would say, because he has a big arm and his size. There's NFL talent there. It's just can you play NFL quarterback? And that's where we're asking more of my question here. So, all right, we're out of here, man. Hope you guys enjoy these episodes. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe once again. And of course, like I said, check out the other episodes, join the memberships. I'm gonna do some more Michael Penix because I do want to do Michael Pratt here, and I'm gonna do Michael Penix versus Utah now instead of that because I just feel like it's more exciting for me to watch. I'm just being real with you guys. So I'm gonna do that for members here probably tomorrow, and then we'll got some Friday Night Live, we do mock drive. So stay tuned, guys. And then of course more draft stuff this weekend. It's just draft time. So watch some Path to the Draft, guys. You never know. Watch Daniel Jeremiah. Watch what he says, and that's all I got for you guys. I don't know. Anything else, Matt? We're good. We're out of here, right?
I think that does it, man.
All right, guys. Peace.